Happy New Year's, everybody. Can you believe that it is already 2026? A lot of things has happened to me in 2025, some good, some not so good. So here is my review of 2025. Now I have a brand new camera and I'm still learning the editing part of it. So because I want to get this video up, I'm going to try to do this all in one take so I don't have to do a lot of editing. Wish me luck. So this has been my first year uploading on YouTube. I do have notes over to the side, so if you see me keep looking this way, I just don't want to forget anything. So I currently have 125 subscribers. And in the world of YouTube, that doesn't sound like a lot. In the world of me, that is a lot. So thank you to all of my subscribers. The fact that 125 people have clicked to subscribe to my channel just baffles me, because I never thought that I would even get 25. So, in the scheme of things, people may, laugh and say, oh my goodness, she's nothing. Well, I didn't start this to be something great. I started it just if someone was interested in, something in my life that I have learned from, they can watch it. I don't have a niche in the YouTube society. I don't have a certain, brand that I'm following. My YouTube channel is called The Real Brenda Lee because that's what it is. It's me. So you see a lot of dog stuff, little bit of travel, did a few races this year. So that's what it is. So to my 125 subscribers, thank you so much for joining me. Now, in review, there are, 53? 52. There's 52 weeks in a year, and I uploaded 49 videos. So that means I only missed 3. So I consider that pretty good. So I almost did one every weekend. Sometimes I do find it hard. Sorry if you can hear that. My dishwasher's running. So sometimes I do find it hard to find something to film about that week. My life's not really that exciting. That's another reason why I find it kind of baffling that 125 people have subscribed to me, because honestly, my life really isn't that exciting. So I did find it hard sometimes to come up with something. So, 3 weeks is missing is what I consider very, very good. Shorts. I did put out a few shorts. I don't know how many, but my shorts got a lot of views. In my visions and thoughts and everything, my shorts would get over 1,000 views, which I know, it's not considered viral. It's not considered, a big channel, but to think that 1,000 people watched my shorts, and most of the time over 1,000 people, just kind of blows my mind, So thank you to everybody who has watched any of my shorts. Going forward with the shorts, because they were getting more views, I'm going to try to do at least 2 shorts a week. That's kind of a goal, but not set in stone kind of goal. It's something I'm going to try and do. That doesn't mean it's going to happen every week, and it's not going to be scheduled. Like, I'm not going to do a short on like Tuesday and Thursday or Monday and Friday. There's not going to be any schedule, but there has been a few times that I've gone outside with my dogs or something's happened outside and I wished I had my phone or a camera or something with me so I could videotape it, because it would have made a really good short. So I'm going to try to make a conscious effort to do 2 shorts a week. We'll see if that happens, but it's not set in stone. So traveling in 2025, in January, right smack at the beginning, I flew to Florida to pick up a new Yorkshire Terrier named Gus. I was there for less than 24 hours. and flew home with him. Then in April, I lost my mother after a 2.5-year battle with colon cancer. It was a rough 2.5 years. And the beginning of it, it was more like, okay, Mom, what is it that you want to do? And my mom is a huge Disney fan, like huge, like just unbelievable. She would go to Florida once a year and sometimes twice a year just to go to Disney World. She's a huge fan. So my sister and I took her to Florida that first year that she was diagnosed. And last year, my sister took her again, and it wasn't well, but or not last year, year before last in 2024. And that didn't go well. Mom was in the hotel the whole time. And then in April this past year, we lost her. She put up a good fight, but you know, it can be a little rough. And then after that in April, I flew to Battle Creek, Michigan, for our Pathfinder Bible Experience North American Division Finals. I've never been to Battle Creek, and I had so much fun at that event. Then in May, I ran my first 5K race. That was one of my goals, was to do a 5K race, and I did a trail run. And for all of you who know, which wasn't me, what a trail run is, you're not actually running on a trail. This trail run was literally in the woods and wasn't a whole lot of running. I came in last, but that's okay. I finished it, and I'm glad I did it. Also in May, we attended our first dog show, which was the Fredericton Kennel Club Dog Show. In June, I went to Pugwash, Nova Scotia for our Pathfinder Camporee, which was a lot of fun. And then in the end of July, I went back to Pugwash for our camp meeting. And I was there not quite a week, but that was to help the club's fundraise. So we have a big fundraiser where we run the snack shop during camp meeting. Camp meeting's just over a week long. We run the snack shop for the Pathfinders as fundraiser. So I went down there to help, whatever needed to be done in the snack shop. Also, in June, we'll back up. Gus, the dog I went to get in Tampa, in Florida, in January, Gus moved to BC. Gus ended up being way too big for a Yorkshire Terrier show prospect. And for breeding, he just grew and grew and grew. And we called him our giraffe. He had legs that were like this. Like, it was crazy how long his legs were. So we ended up selling him as a pet, and he moved to BC, which was so hard. He was such a nice little dog. But he needed a home, a forever home where he was going to be someone's pet. So he also left in June. In August, we got our new German Shorthair Pointer, male Spanky. Now he is 7 months old and full of energy and just, so lovable though. This breed is such a lovable breed. I wouldn't recommend a German Shorthair Pointer to anyone, honestly, because you have got to have the time, you've got to have the energy, and you've got to have the room to be able to work these dogs. German Shorthair Pointers are a very, very high active dog and require a run or an outlet every day, and sometimes a couple of times a day. So, that's why I wouldn't recommend this breed to anyone. But they are also an extremely loving dog. They want to be with their people. When they come in the house, they want to be on the couch with us. They think they're a lap dog. They're such a loving dog, but they're also a high energy dog. And also in August, I flew back to Tampa, Florida, and got our new Yorkie, Richie. Now, Richie was a replacement dog for Gus. I know that sounds awful for people who don't understand, but when you purchase a show prospect dog from a breeder, part of it is you are guaranteed a show prospect dog. So because Gus did not turn out, we were then offered Richie. And Richie has turned out. He's an amazing little dog. He is a little nervous, but he's very, very sweet. And, we just love him to pieces. In September, it was kind of quiet because we also had a litter of puppies. So Savannah and Hank, Savannah being the mom, had a litter of puppies. And we kept one of those puppies, and that's Kayla. Kayla and Richie have become really, really good friends. And then in October, I ran my second 5K race. Now, that was my goal this year, was to do 2 races. My real goal was to do a 5K and a 10K, but I had lots of injuries this summer. I've thrown my back out a couple of times. I had knee injuries, several foot injuries. So I did the second one as a 5K, and I really enjoyed it. And I've kind of decided that 5K, and because of my age and because of my health and several injuries, 5K may be my sweet spot. And I really enjoyed it. It was for pancreatic cancer. I didn't pick it because it was for pancreatic cancer. I do know someone who had pancreatic cancer. We weren't close. And I mean, it is a great cause, but I picked it because that was what fit into my schedule. And I really enjoyed it because there was no pressure at all on placing, winning, coming in first, coming in last. My whole goal was to not come in last, and I didn't come in last. I certainly wasn't fast, but there were people there who were just walking it because they were there to support pancreatic cancer. And I really enjoyed it. So I'm probably going to do more of the cause races coming up in the future than doing ones that are like races, So because I did really enjoy that race. And then in November, we went back into the ring again, and we went to Moncton again for another dog show. Plus, we traveled to Ontario for the Aurora and District Kennel Club shows. They also had the Yorkshire Terrier regional and national specialty, and a German Shorthair Pointer regional specialty. So I took with me Hank and Richie and Spanky. And the 2 puppies, which was Richie and Spanky, were so good in the car. I couldn't believe how good it was. It was, I think, a 12.5-hour drive, but it took us longer because I stopped several times with the dogs. I do have a video out on that of us traveling, but the dogs were great. We had a great time. I had so much fun. It was wonderful to see friends that I don't get to see other than on Zoom. So that was really fun. And then December hit, and the 1st of December was really, really hard. I didn't make a video of it. I did put up a short, but I think it was December the 5th, we lost Savannah. And I took that really, really hard. Savannah was my lap dog. She sat with me on the couch to watch TV. She slept with me up by my head on my pillow. She followed me around. She was my Klingon, and I miss her terribly. I mean, it still bothers me now. But we kept Kayla. And I'm so glad we did keep Kayla, who is her puppy. So that was rough. That was really rough that we had lost Savannah at such a young age. She was only 3.5. So, okay, let's move on before I get myself really crying on here. Now, what's coming up in 2026? Well, we have a few things. And actually, in a couple of days, I am actually headed to Florida again. This time, it's not really to pick up a dog, but my brother-in-law and his wife are currently there. They left the middle of December and they went on a cruise of the Panama Canal. I think they went out of Miami. And we were talking to them on Halloween, and they said they were going up to the theme parks in Orlando. When they get back, they get off the ship on January the 2nd. So they were going up to the theme parks and doing a few days because they didn't have to leave to come back to Canada. They live in British Columbia until I believe the 8th, and they would have to catch the train on the 7th. So my husband and I decided a couple days later, the 1st of November, I think it was first week in November it would have been, that we were going to go down there and meet them. So we are headed to Florida in a couple of days, and I'm going to be videotaping it. We're going down. We fly down on a Friday, and then we're there for 4 days. And then we fly back on, Wednesday? I think it's a Wednesday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yep, we fly back on Wednesday. So we're actually going to be in Florida for 4 days. We fly down on one day. We're there for 4 days and then fly back the last day. So I'm looking forward to that trip. It's a getaway trip with me and my husband and his brother and his brother's wife. And I just, after everything that's just recently happened, I just really feel I need a break for me. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that trip. I'll be attending in 2026 several dog shows. I'll be going to some local landmarks here in the Maritimes, and I'll take you with me on those trips. It would surprise you how many places there are in the Maritimes for people to go visit. And so I'm going to take you along on those. I'm really hoping to attend an AKC show, an American Kennel Club show. I live right on the border of Maine, and I have never been to an American Kennel Club show. So I'm really hoping that I'm able to attend one in 2026. I may be going back to Florida in April, but this would be for the Pathfinder Bible Experience again. I can't remember where we're going to. It's about 2 hours north of Orlando. I know we have to fly into Orlando, and it's 2 hours north. This will all be based on if I have a team that qualifies, because Pathfinders have to do several tests before they can make it that far, and they have to qualify. So if we have a team from the Maritimes qualifying, I will be headed back to Florida in April. And because I didn't register, my plan was to register for Run Disney in 2026, the Springtime Surprise. And you had to register in July of 2025. I didn't register because this trip, where I will be going back in April to Florida, is the exact same weekend as the Run Disney Springtime Surprise event. So, there's a chance that I won't be going for the PBE event, but there's also a chance I could be going. So the kids and PBE are my priority. So I did not register back in July for Springtime Surprise and next April. But I am going to register for the Run Disney in October, and it is the Wine and Dine, but I'm only going to register for the 5K. I don't know when registration is as of today, and me filming this. The registration has not come out, like when you have to register for it. But that is my plan, is to register for the Run Disney Wine and Dine 5K in October. I'm also hoping to attend the Yorkshire Terrier Nationals again in 2026. I don't know where they're going to be at. We have our meeting in January. It's usually the third week in January for the club, and I don't know if they'll discuss it then, but I don't know when it's going to be. And I would like to, if possible, attend the Canadian Kennel Club National Championship again. That's in Ontario. I don't know if that's going to happen. That's so far off. That's in November. I would like to attend again, but we'll see we'll see what happens come towards the end of the year if I end up going to that one or not. If the Yorkshire Terrier Nationals are there, I probably will go. But if they're not there, I don't know if I'll make 2 trips to Ontario. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. So that is kind of the roundup of my 2025 and kind of my plans for 2026. None of my plans for 2026 are set in stone. You know, it all depends on what's going on, finances, you know, things happening in my house, my kids. If my girls decide they live in Alberta, if they decide to come visit, that could throw everything off. So, with all of that, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful 2026. That all of your ambitions and your goals are met to your best ability. Don't get so caught up on reaching goals and not reaching goals. You know, any step towards a goal is a step forward. I mean, there are things that I planned on doing in 2025 that didn't happen, but I made steps towards it. And I'm okay with that. So be good to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. And don't make unrealistic goals. And if you do make goals, be prepared to have them change. Be flexible. You know, I have goals, like I said, for 2026, but they may not happen, and that's okay. Because other things may happen instead that may be just as wonderful. So do everything in love. Happy New Year's, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye now.